it is your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. We are focusing in and zooming in on a very important topic, and that is really the experience of depersonalization. And the experience of depersonalization, or not really feeling like you're yourself, you're your authentic self, you're your genuine self. Feeling like you don't really relate to your feelings, almost like an out-of-body experience. Feeling like you don't really relate to your senses. Feeling like you don't belong. Feeling like you're outside of it all. Feeling like you're on the fringes. Feeling like, there's something going on where you feel really out of sorts. And you feel a distorted sense of reality almost. And a depersonalization can occur really right, in the aftermath of a narcissist or a psychopathic relationship. And that is because of the very superficial nature that oftentimes goes with living that lifestyle with a narcissist. And it's like playing the game for too long. It is basically being treated in an objectified manner. And one of the tools of the psychopath is to depersonalize others. It's to make them into an object, because really, truly, the psychopath perceives others really as their prey. And we talk about the psychopath being an intra-species predator. So in the work of Dr. Hare, if you want to read his book, Without Conscience, I would highly recommend it. It's very technical. It's pretty deep. But it goes into a lot of the physical makeup of a psychopath, and really he has coined the term intra-species predator. And when you think about a predator, a lion or a bird of prey, such as an eagle, they are looking for someone to prey on, for somebody to destroy. They are looking for somebody to devour, and essentially erode their life force. So it is very serious. It is not a laughing matter when we talk about depersonalization. It is a very real experience. Oftentimes people will become depersonalized in the name of love. They will abandon their better good, their higher voice, their higher boundaries, their routine, their sense of right or wrong as an addiction to this person, or falling under their mind control. And the mind control of a psychopath is different than your usual person. It's because the psychopath, and the way that they have very distorted or distanced emotional meaning to words, concepts, and vocabulary and verbalization, they don't have the ability to have really kind of an abstract thought, or really a resonance with the emotional content of situations, event, or people. So for example, and studies have shown this, that for example, the Statue of Liberty here in the United States, it's in New York, and basically it represents so much. It has a lot of abstract meaning. It represents liberty. It represents freedom. It represents the American dream. And it's kind of a beacon. It's a calling for people who have suffered oppression and hardship under other countries to come and to pursue the American dream, to pursue the life of working hard, following a vision, following a dream, exploring your talents, taking that adventure, and, living in a very extremely diverse and rich culture. So that is the American dream. And the Statue of Liberty represents that. You can, if you don't live in the United States, or you're not familiar with a Statue of Liberty, you can research it and Google it. But for example, a psychopath would not relate to those feelings. They would not relate to that emotional connection. They would just see a statue of a woman. They wouldn't see all that abstract meaning. They don't see that. Or they might listen to music or lyrics, and they don't really get the lyrics. They don't, look at, what do you call it, poetry or whatever music is written. They just look at the overall feeling. They're not able to comprehend and really kind of attune to the emotional content of words or symbolism, or like the American flag and what it represents, or, you know, the stars at night or what that represents. Like, they look at it in a very objective manner. They don't see an emotional content to that. So and because they don't, they flip around their language, their pattern, their word salad, and they emotionally manipulate people to attune to this distorted and psychologically twisted and gaslighting perception of color, meaning, events, and things. So they will do this in the way that they talk to people, and they will depersonalize through nicknames. So they don't call you by your name. You feel that they don't relate to you. It's not even on a superficial level. It's on a whole different level that's beyond even being superficial. It's very depersonalizing. It's very objectifying. And it really, you do feel like you're preyed upon, that you're a lot of people describe it as a negative energy, or a lot of people here call it an energy vampire, but you feel that there's this pouncing on and kind of going after your life. And it's very depersonalizing, which means you don't feel like a person. You eventually don't feel like you fit in. You're dehumanized. You're not even in your own body or senses. So that's why I talk about how important that terror is to emerge from it. You need to go no contact. You need to get rid of this person immediately. You need to get them out of your life. I don't care if it's your flesh and blood. I don't care if it's your mother and father or a sibling or where you work. You need to get them out of your life. If this is news to you, then this is news to you, and you need to heed the warning. You need to hear the call. You need to own your truth and your reality. And okay, I know, peace and harmony, that this is my reality, and I don't know why. I don't know why me. I was vulnerable. I was weak. I was a caring and loving person. I'm a person of heart. They are not. So they oftentimes seek to surround themselves with people who possess the qualities with which they do not have themselves. And so they observe and study and kind of have a predatory gaze on these people that they then kind of learn and observe by and then mimic very well. So it's just, like if you were to put, kind of like a piece of clay on an image of what that person is, they can take it off, and then they can mimic it. They can pick up what you do very quickly. They can pretend to be a doctor, a lawyer, and, a politician. They can take on the verbology of a whole different religion. They can be an ecologist. They can be an archaeologist. They can come off as this and this person and then flip it off and then become a whole nother person right away. They literally switch it on and off, more so than like an actor in Hollywood. They really switch on what psychologists know as personas, or a facade, or a superficial rendering of who that person is. And they will do this. They will craft a persona according to the needs of the prey with which they are going after. So if the prey that they're going after needs, a knight in shining armor, here comes the knight in shining armor, and they will say and do all the things that a knight in shining armor would do according to your needs. They're able to determine your needs right away. They have a really kind of a hyper-vigilant perception of their targets. They're able to see and read different information off of people than most people, and then they just target them. They know how to push their buttons. They know how to befriend them. They know the things to say, do, and how to interrupt their pattern and their, and it's very calculated, and it has nothing to do with love or having a relationship. It has everything to do with an intraspecies predatory relationship. And if you've ever seen a movie of a predator and a lion, lion with a gazelle, it's not like the, lion's going to go there and lick the gazelle to death. There's going to be some damage inflicted and usually some hardship. So when we talk about the depersonalization, that is part of it. That is part of the mistreatment that you undergo on a very psychological, spiritual, emotional level that has everything to do with your communication, your language, your emotions, your chemistry, your hormones, your evaluation of yourself, your self-assessment, and how you think and how you feel and interact, and what you're rewarded by. So if you've come into that state, I talk about repersonalizing yourself, coming back to your senses. All your five senses you need to comfort, and you need to get back. You've almost become numbed out to yourself, so you need to do some very healing work. You need to listen to positive things, different vibrations, 432 hertz music, the waterfalls, the strolling on the beach, feeling water again, feeling nature again, smelling nature, smelling food that you like, to taste, and tasting food, feeling on your skin, comforting clothing, getting rid of all the facade and all the gunk that this person has put into your aura and your environment. You need to purge all of that out, all of it out. Everything from the fabrics to the food to the books to the music, everything that you have basically imprinted on yourself and imprinted on your subconscious. You need to get that out. Get out that influence, because it is, some people say it's very demonic. It's certainly very life-taking. Life-taking meaning taking away your freedoms, taking away your joy, taking away your happiness, taking away your sense of self, and very depersonalizing. So you need to get rid of that, and what I call really coming to your senses, replacing and getting new, resensitizing yourself with new fabrics, new scents, new tastes, new feelings, and new activities, on all levels, priming your subconscious with the positive, smiles, puppies, babies, butterflies, roses. Positive things, immersing yourself in that totally and completely, because you need to resensitize yourself from all the harsh gunk and negative depersonalization that is part of the residue, getting it out completely from a psychopathic influence that you had encountered in your life. It is peace and harmony with you here today. I hope these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.